to see them put themselves in a position to where we ended up seeing back from their previous trio tournament that they walked away as the champion, to be able to walk away with not only the eliminations that they found, but the winning placement as well. The God spot, if you will, as we get ready for our second drop. You can see the leaderboard on the left side. We will be starting off with the winners from the first drop. It's Swag, Booyah, and Biffle.
Trying to figure out where they want to go ahead and drop. Looking around the map, trying to find either different types of utility, whether that be a buggy, whether that be a car, whether that be Bertha, or just a helicopter in general, or just a nice spot to land. But you can already see the zone completely shrunk in. Only a very select spot of places that you're going to be able to go here, including a very, very small portion of that downtown area that has been quite new already. We'll just have to go ahead, see where teams elect to go. Looks like a couple are going to be dropping over towards the downtown area, and you're kind of forced to do so here. Specifically, that's where a lot of the loot is going to be, specifically also a helicopter to go ahead and fight after as well.
There's a certain amount of respect that you could get along the way, too. I mean, the vehicles will be there, sure, but you're not necessarily going to be taking early gunfights in this downtown area unless you do find a sniper very early on. But how about this contested drop? Just able to find a couple of tags with the 1911 pistol is Biffle, commenting to their team, hey, these guys are dropping off from our building. They're not going to be in a safe spot, maybe on the ground floor. But when you only have just about 2 levels to be able to share, this building more vertical than it is horizontal, don't exactly have all of the loot to share with your teammates.
Not all the loot, but you get a Car 95 or Car 90K out the ground. You're gonna be able to get the shots down over the top, but you're just missing time after time. You're just hitting the car. You can't be able to hit the player, and they're gonna be able to get away. And as they finally go ahead, escape around the corner, you're gonna look over towards the top of the building, but that's an easy picking right there. That's a down at least.
He's top.
Booyah early on. But unfortunately, the problem is you're going to have to be able to clean up that kill as well. Snipers upon snipers here for the side of the FaZe boys. They got 74, rather, they got a little SMG to play with now in the MAC-10. And they can start making their rounds through the bottom of the building, up and towards the top, and maybe into the face of their opponents.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get that full knock on Shamu all the way at the top of that penthouse building. Shamu playing with Repulse and Super Evan. Again, a lot of notable content creators within this tournament have a lot of prize pool to share between the 3 of them across the entirety of Verdance's tenure. It's more of a, hey, I'm here, have a free headshot, if you will, says Booyah, as they will then take the opportunity just to traverse across the street, find some more buildings. The loadout drop has been brought in, not too far away from them either. I know that's going to be contested as well. You can see that they picked up the bounty just off of the northwest of the mini-map for Booyah as well. So there's going to be a handful of teams in this specific location.
Just imagine picking up a bounty and seeing that you have to go after Fellow, out of all people. Ex-Call of Duty Pro, still Call of Duty Pro. I mean, whatever you really want to call him at the same point. I mean, that's just always going to be a hard gunfight to win against Fellow. But I mean, that's really could be said about anybody here. You look at Tommy Allman and Noobs, you have to go after Ricky. And, you know, I saw this team a little bit earlier on with Ricky, and I was like, oh, that just brings back good memories from long, long ago. It still is going to be a sight to see them play here today. As they start to go down towards the bottom of the building, Noobs is going to be able to pick up the first player and Pulse. Should be about maybe 1 or 2 players left before they are able to go ahead and get the full squad wipe. Now they're just going to look over towards the elevator shaft. They still got a ping on the mini-map, so they know exactly where one player is going to be.
Yeah, hey, this was the helicopter as we were watching from the other team's perspective that was flying on in. It's Team Tommy. No one could be surprised by that. Hospital is not too far away. A little recon drone coming down as well. There's the information on the player on the bottom floor. So what the heck is that thing? I've never seen that before. Semtex, the greatest arm in the world, almost looked like Conor McGregor trying to throw the opening pitch at a baseball game, but doesn't end up damaging themselves. Does have information on the player on the ground floor, though.
You know, I thought you were going to make a joke about the Dolphins there for a second, just despite me. But yeah, that would be picking at low-hanging fruits there. 74, 47 rather, on the top of the building. Looks for the Bertha, trying to drive away. Just going to play this one passively. They got a helicopter to work with, so they're in a really good position here for the later portions of the game. Players trying to get some shots from all around. Really what you're trying to do there, maybe not necessarily trying to get the player outside of the helicopter, but you just want to make sure that helicopter is not in use so those players don't have the utility to use later on in the game, just because of how important that could eventually be to get towards the zone. But oh, it's just unfortunate there. Oh, look at Miracle X. Gonna be able to pick up the kill there as Elvin slides down the staircase. Will fall. Time for the Gulag for you, buddy. You're gonna have a one-on-one challenge to try and win your way out. But as Miracle X gets the kill there on Almond, Tommy will find the kill there on Fellow, and that's at least going to even things out to make it a bit easier to push up the map and find those last couple of kills.
There are 3 teams coexisting in this very tight area, by the way, because we saw Fellow was appearing inside the kill feed and throwing out some shots over here as well between Tommy, and then we had Mirex as well. That's going to be playing with Ricky and Bo, so this is a very condensed area, a very well-populated area as well. You can see Noobs is just trying to keep helicopter station in their possession as well. As we'll see Almond inside their Gulag. Got themselves an XM4. This is what you got to deal with in this Gulag, by the way. This is what you have to deal with. Go ahead for the reach out. Almond's just going to keep it scoped. I don't even see who that was. I was just jaw dropped up before. Almond just silly.
You know, we watched and commentated over the entirety of the Modern Warfare season, and I don't know if I saw anything quite like that with the amount of quickness that he got laterally moving forward there to be able to get that kill. That right there not only showed incredible amounts of confidence, but you now look at Fellow, the shots are going to be all the way over towards the right. I thought for a second he was about to lose that gunfight. And while I don't want to say it necessarily to make him feel bad, but it wouldn't be the first time he got turned on or lost a gunfight where he was at the advantage of.
But he was just full stunned, right? I mean, there's just no reason why he should have been anything but cleaned up. But what's the best way to do it? Just go ahead and just lay down on your belly, hold down the trigger. Just hope they reach out, and while the reach out comes through, we'll be going all the way out to the gas for this loadout drop. This is like one of those ghost loadout drops. It's spooky over here. I mean, there's a way that I can get my loadout drop, but is it truly safe? So far, so good for Tyler Fellow. As we'll swap perspectives. Back over towards Team Tommy. Here's Noob's POV. And high-powered scope on this.
Yeah, I'm down for you right
waiting
now.
For the exits. So rotation is going to be needed just in about 20 seconds. But again, Noobs has been over in this area, just guarding this helicopter. It's going to make this rotation just a little bit easier if they need it.
Proper, the Gulag is closed now. So you fall now. Teammates are going to either have to buy you back, or you're going to say goodbye to your life inside of the game. Making sure you have enough money to be able to get buybacks when there's also things to worry about, like maybe a precision airstrike or just a UAV to get some information on other players. Although you might want to get your teammate back before that. It's hard to justify it sometimes at points where it's like, okay, we really need this to get out of a sticky situation. But they're going to be able to push up. They get a couple of kills there. They get it down. More importantly, they're going to be able to get some more cash, some armor plates, a little bit more, and availability to push up the map. They still got so many players around them. You see all the red dots on the map. There's still 44 players left in such a small, tight circle.
They're going to be doing this rotation in on foot, too.
There's people on the roof on the right. There's people on the roof everywhere.
Not a whole lot of pushback. No stray bullets. No tracers, even. They're going to get inside this building. Quick little check the heartbeat sensor. One would have to assume, as far as loadouts are concerned, could be a decent amount of people with ghosts. Probably be favoring for the overkill, as you end up getting that secondary, that pocket sniper that we know a lot of people like to play with. Some information being drawn out from behind, some clean shots, team shots included. Can't get the full knock, though. Nib's feeling confident enough to push.
I know he's laying down in the bus.
No rat pack now. Though he felt confident enough to push, the teammates didn't come with. Got the call to retreat.
No, we got zone. We have zone right now.
They look back over towards the actual circle. They're basically just trying to make sure they have their back secured right now before they start to make their push back out onto the main streets of downtown. If you don't secure that back, then you could have the availability to get flanked, and then of course that'll ruin your game and put you basically in the same position as you were inside of the last one, where you got players in front of you, players behind you, and then you were stuck in between a 3 versus 6 to 9 players.
There's also no reason just to try to over-aggress in that situation, right? You lose your life here, much like you said. The Gulag is closed, and not exactly a plethora amount of cash in the back pockets of Tommy and Almond to be able to buy back Noobs. Not even a buyback station, really. A foreseeable area for them to be able to get that res safely off. So as they're camping inside that building, we'll hop over towards some gunfights. Here's Destroy, playing along with Huskerrs and Z-Laner. They're all the way out here by the port. This is on the opposite side of the zone of where we just were over outside of downtown. You can see big Bertha's galore on the mini-map as well, but possession of this building in full force for Z-Laner, Huskerrs, and Destroy.
Well, if you're Destroy right now, you're happy. You've got 3 kills to your name, with 27 players left alive, and you've got some beautiful shots into the very front of that Bertha, but just able to get around the corner, but that thing is going to be weak. They're going to go ahead and jump out, get their escape off the map. So now as you continue to look around over towards the stock area, you want to make your push up the map. But it's extremely difficult for you to be able to do so, number 1, because you got the gas right behind you, but number 2, you got players who are looking at you from not only the right side, but the left side as well. And the players that were in the Bertha, well, they're going to get power positions on towards the actual player area with the zone, and that's going to allow them to not only be able to just beam down at you, but you're going to directly have to run through them if you don't want to get caught by the gas, because you don't have gas masks to work with.
You have a lot of walls to be playing with, too, and Detroit. The knowledge over by the cargo containers knows that there's potential to be either a rat or what was a resemblance of a team right behind them, too. He has just a pixel and a half through the windshield in the driver's side window of this truck, but so does the enemy player as well. Destroy doesn't get tagged, but You got to think that this player is just dead meat, right? I mean, they good luck, have fun trying to rotate on in, but you can take a look at the setup here for Destroy Huskerrs and Z-Laner. They have this one training card to play with. I don't think there's a trophy system in here either. A couple good Semtexes will clean them out for sure, but as the gas is starting to close in, they got to think about what the move is going to be best be and just act on top of it. The 2 pings there.
I mean, you think the player might be dead, but with a teammate there to help, I mean, Destroy only has 1 armor plate to work with, so you get him a little weak, and that could be the difference maker from you being able to find a kill and being able to push back across that little sewage drainage area, or being able to find your demise. Shots beautiful there from Destroy, going to be able to find the first, snaps directly onto the second one, can't find the shots to go ahead and finally down them, but it looks like that is going to be enough to eventually find that final kill. Now from behind, a couple more are coming. Z-Laner is going to be able to find another kill there as well. He's just dipping and diving, trying to get away, but now as the rest of the players starting to fall, you've got everybody shooting from every different angle, and now the last one alive is going to be Z-Laner trying to clutch up for the roster.
That was Swag, Biffle, and Booyah. That was on the backside of port, just all the way down on the cargo containers. And that could have been the call right there. Hey, that's the leader right now. We got to take them out of this game. Don't let them get too secured. But you over-aggress, and they're going to be dealing with head glitches on the opposite side. That was Team Joewo. That was on that opposite side. Now it's all up to Z-Laner, much like you said. This is try to clutch things up. Has the gas mask, try to play with this rotation. But a lot of this is just being exhausted, just trying to find the timing to work right towards these logs. They want to create all the noise in the world. We'll eat some shots. Their position will be noted of. And they're going to be just naded out of this position. This just sucks.
Yep, no Gulag either.
Nothing to do.
Off the board, Z-Laner will fall. They're going to go ahead and at least total up for a total of 9 kills. So that's going to be big. They've got themselves secured with a 1.5 point total yet again. So they're going to be able to probably get around, I'd say, just about maybe 14, 15 points there. Maybe a little bit less depending on everything else that goes along with it. And as we look to the last 6 squads alive, 14 players remaining in the lobby in total. 1 kill on the board here for Bobby Pop on board. They're going to at least control this building for the time. But again, the zone is small. It's collapsing on behind them. They've got gas masks to work with only 18 seconds to be able to move over towards the next area. They've got to get out quick, but more importantly, they've got to be able to find at least a couple of shots to maybe weaken up the players and get them off the challenge aggressively for the first time.
And we saw that Isaac was up in the ATC tower too. That's a lot of information that could be found. I think that they're only working with the 1911 as Bobby is just trying to parkour their way over to safety. A lot of damage to the gas mask, but here comes the rotation. Oh, there's just a lurking player right behind the truck. Will be able to knock Bobby. Where there'll be a trade? No. Finesse goes down as well. It's all up to Dill. What can you try to do here to try to clean things up? It was Finesse that got themselves that top 3 situation the last time around. This time it's gonna all come down to Dill.
Well, you got 2 Berthas in the area, 3 if another player gets inside of it, but right now, this Bertha that Greavy's playing inside of,
She's seen better days.
Careful, because she has seen better days. You take it to the dealership, they might be able to give you $500 to $600 for it, but that's really going to be all that matters. 2 Berthas driving back and forth around one another. They're in the zone for the time being, but Greavy's going to be weak, has to back off. Oh, he's going to drive up the ramp. Should he be able to get the kill? He can't actually find it. So now he's going to run around the corner, tries to go ahead and find the shots, but no, it's going to be Maniac that's there, takes down Grev, and now it's going to be a 1 versus 1 right around the corner here. Couple more players starting to make their moves. The yellow crate's going to be at least contained for now. Got a couple of players just trying to run away. You don't know where exactly they're going to be coming from. Shots are going to be there. Greavy trying to run away. The pistol won't be able to get enough, so it's going to be another kill that goes down. 1 versus 1 for the game. We're down to the wire. Bertha versus player on the ground. Moved over towards the zone. Gonna hop out. Shots are going to be there. Oh, clutch belt in the name, in the game. Clutches up with a 1 versus 1. The victory is going to come through, and that's going to be huge for a drop number 2W.
Dashy with Clutch Belk able to walk away with the 2nd drop win. Things you definitely love to see there. It got tight towards the end, especially over towards that port area. We saw that our first drop winners of Swag, Booyah, and Biffle over there. And in that final exact moment with the Big Bertha in tow, it was a 2v1v1. But the problem with it is that you gave one of those solo players 2 isolated 1v1s. There's a lot of different things in the book of Battle Royales that you don't want to do when you're in that type of situation. In a custom lobby for Warzone, let's say that, again, this is a public lobby and it's a 2v1v1. Yeah, I'm taking that solo challenge any day of the week. But when there's money up for grabs, no, we got to at least get that trade, baby, because that's essentially a hard throw there at the end. And then Clutch Belk wasn't even really a head glitch. It was just some pristine shots, which is why they are just such a coveted player here in Verdansk and all of Call of Duty Warzone. Let's go and take a look at some of the highlights from